Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Britt, creator of the StyleShaker, your guide to cleaner, greener beauty, skincare, and more. And today I am back with an Ask Britt, which means it's a Q&A. It all circles around one of the most popular topics over here, and that is finding the right foundation. If you want to learn more about that, then stick around and let's get into it. Ha 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 ha. I am a huge fan of Q&As. Don't know why I don't do them more often. The question that I received is from somebody named Wendy. Hi Wendy, how are you? So nice to hear from you. I will read her question. Britt, I found you on YouTube. I'm trying to move into more clean makeup. I'm a 55-year-old woman with large pores, combination mature skin. Not sure where to start. Big question, common question, totally get it. And I'm wanting to find a good foundation. Do you have any suggestions? Thank you for your help. Oh, Wendy. So I'm gonna go into Wendy's question item by item and address it as best as I possibly can. There's only so much I can do without a picture or more background information. That always helps. I created a quiz for that, by the way. Like, who doesn't love a quiz? I love quizzes. But I created an Ask Britt quiz, and it's there for you if you want to send a question. It is always there and ready for you whenever you want to take a little quiz. Okay, great. Quick disclaimer, I am not a makeup artist. I am also not a medical expert. Consult a doctor, because I will not just be talking about foundation, but I believe in looking into skin health as well. This is not to medically diagnose, just sharing what I've learned along the way. Take it or leave it. Now my neighbor's dog is barking, so that tracks. First thing she said, large pores. So I don't know what her skincare routine is, but one of the first things I would say if having a one-on-one with her would be, what do you use every morning and night? What's your skincare routine? I think that's a really helpful question, specifically when it comes to getting foundation. Foundation can work really well for some and not for others due to so many reasons, one of which is how your skin is doing. So I have found when my skin is really damaged, there's a foundation that say I love normally, but when my skin's not looking so hot, I think, ugh, this foundation's terrible. Why did I even like it? And it's really not the foundation, it's really about the skin. So large pores. There's a lot of reasons why people have large pores. Hereditary, it could be just more oil production, it's just like so many different reasons. What I would recommend here is just watching and making sure that you're not doing one of those 20-step skincare processes, you know, with harsh peels or cleansers or things like that, because that can affect pores. It's one of the things that can affect pores, and that's an easy thing to look at quickly. You want to hydrate though with something that's lightweight. So a lightweight day cream, a lightweight moisturizer. I've reviewed quite a few over here, but just prep the skin. You don't want anything heavy to sink into pores or to make your skin more oily. So think lightweight moisture, minimize any harshness that you're applying to your face in skincare routines. And then once you've done that, you're hopefully getting your skin back a little bit in balance. Wendy has combination skin, mature skin. If you're looking for a foundation and you have combination skin, mature skin, things will settle into fine lines or, you know, do weird things, then I would really look for something that has more of a satin finish. You don't really want to go dewy. You don't really want to go matte. You want to find something kind of in the center. We'll give you some examples in a second. She also didn't mention if she needs something that's really full coverage or not, so I'm just going to say that don't rule out a tinted moisturizer here. I happen to think that it gives one of the nicest finishes on the market. There's BB creams and CC cream. Tinted moisturizer is really nice if it's a lighter weight tinted moisturizer. Again, you don't want anything heavy. And then a tinted moisturizer that isn't really touting a lot of luminosity and glow and dewiness, but something that's going to provide coverage, ideally a tinted SPF. Again, I'm going to give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about, but that's the lane that might give you a more natural, evened out coverage that's not as full coverage, but you can work with it. Something else to consider about a tinted moisturizer, which is one combination that I happen to love. I know mature skin types really want to avoid powder because they think it's dry on top of dry and it looks cakey and you look like you just slapped Bisquick on your face. If you get the right powder, I feel like there's really some magical stuff that can happen there. So if you use the tinted moisturizer and say it's not giving you full coverage, a really good trick is to use a mineral foundation powder, even a finishing powder, but I would err on the side. I'm gonna recommend a foundation powder for this. And sometimes they have light reflecting, not glitter, not glitter, pigments and particles. They're not pigments, light reflecting particles. So when you apply them, it's this really awesome diffusion that can happen, and it kind of helps keep the tinted moisturizer at bay if you have oily skin. It also doesn't make things look too flat if you have dry skin. Then it diffuses out the pores. I'm not gonna say it eliminates the look of pores. We have pores, they're there. We're gonna have them. It's like welcome to being human. This gives you a little bit of an edge up there if they're large pores. The other product that I wanna mention is primers. A lot of people would recommend a primer here. Personally, I wouldn't. It's subjective, it's personal. I don't like primers for a number of reasons. Well, first of all, I'm not really a huge fan of that layer of coating on the skin. I feel like a lot of them have silicones and things in them, and I feel like that's not great for skin health for me, personal call. But primers, if you get a primer, sometimes they will help with pore minimizing. It's one of the key things that some of them tout. Along with helping your makeup stay on longer, which is good for combination skin types and you have your oily zones. You can look into a couple of primers. There's a few that I will mention, but actually there's not even a few. There's like one, and it's 100% pure, and it's a luminous primer. The mattifying is okay, but I prefer the luminous, but still, yeah, that's your call. You can explore primers a little bit further. Personally, I wouldn't recommend them. I've really only talked to you on email, so I don't really know the full extent of it. I'm gonna stop talking about primers now. So I'm gonna break it down into a few products that you can start with. Take these as your starting point, dig into them, find them, look around. All the links in my reviews will be there for you to check out. And then if you can get a sample, get a sample. Something that isn't a foundation but provides sort of a less, it's not dewy, it's not matte, kind of in the middle would be my sun shield. It's the My Shell Sun Shield. It's one of my absolute favorites. It's a lighter coverage. You can build it up a little bit, but this is the product I'm talking about when I talk about using a tinted moisturizer with SPF. Fantastic. Now you don't have to worry about that. And a powder that diffuses. The powder that I was referring to is from Clove and Hallow. It is their foundation powder. It is in a refillable container, which I love, love, love. And oh, also the My Shell has a glass container, plastic components with the dropper, but glass container, step in the right direction. So if you do a little bit of the My Shell, you put a little powder on top, big fluffy brush like a Sigma. I'll put a link to the brush I'm talking about. You can apply the sun shield with your fingers, put the powder on top, and then just kind of try a couple different ways of doing it. I feel like application is pretty important here. Those are two products that are very, very lightweight. You're not doing much on any side of it. You're not doing much on super coverage or super powder or whatever. I feel like it's a nice middle of the road combination that's actually quite easy to apply and get out the door in. Another option here would be to use that lightweight moisturizer to prep the skin. Again, avoid any harsh chemicals, any harsh skincare. Just give it a break for a little bit. I mean, don't take it from me, I'm not a doctor, but if my skin is not happy, I just walk away. I sort of do what people do when they have allergic reactions to food. They go on the elimination diet, so I'm like, drop it all! What's causing this? You can use your moisturizer, a lightweight moisturizer to prep. It could even just be an SPF that you really like that you can put on. After that, you can go in with the powder that I mentioned. This is a pressed powder too that I'm talking about. Very easy to use for that reason as well. You don't pick up as much, so you're not gonna look as cakey. So what I'm saying there is you don't need to have the tint. You could just do the moisturizer with the powder on a very good skin day, but I'm guessing since you want a foundation, you want that evening out. So a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream might work. And then the last option actually includes a foundation, which is what you asked about. So of course I'm gonna give you that option. I think this combination might be a winner. I'm not sure. Again, I'm running off of limited information here, but my recommendation would be prep the skin with a lightweight moisturizer, hello, broken record, and then try a little bit of the Juice Beauty foundation. This is a very liquidy, lightweight foundation. Bring out that kabuki brush. It is gonna be potentially your best friend. It's one of my favorite things in the world to use. Either mix the two together if you're feeling kind of, you know, like a chemist, or you could put on the moisturizer and then put the Juice Beauty foundation on top. That's gonna give you a lot of evening out, a lot of extra coverage. It's not going to settle in, it's not gonna sit, it's not gonna look shiny, it's not gonna look matte. It gives a really, really nice evening out that you can work with, but looks really natural and kind of just lovely. I'm a huge fan of that foundation. So there you have it. Wendy, I hope that helps you out a little bit. Thank you so much for asking the question. If anyone else has questions that they wanna ask, you can ask it in the comments below. You can always submit your answers to my little Ask Britt quiz, and I would love to keep these up because I feel like this not only helps Wendy, but it helps somebody else who's looking for something similar out there in terms of foundation. Ask away, I'm here. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys right back here real soon. Until then, bye. My girl.